Welcome ESL to week 12, the championship round. Today we crown a champion at Phoenix. Everyone has been waiting for this day, and here we are. And let's see where our championship drivers have qualified. As we see Kenny Flourish, he is sitting fourth. Lotus Lee 25th, he has his work cut out for him. Merrill McGuire 11th. So we will see how this plays out today. Odeon is 31st, so Lotus and Odeon have their work cut out for them today. It's a long race, 130 laps, and here we go. Week 12 is underway, championship round. As we go side by side, heading into one. Freddie Trammell and Tyler Commander still side by side, going round two. As we see Kenny Flourish in third, he's fighting for third. He's on the outside. We will see how much speed the outside has today. Now everybody's trying to settle in these first few laps as we start going single file. But the name of the game for the last four drivers is just finish ahead of the other three. It doesn't matter where you finish as long as those other three drivers are behind you. As we see Kenny Flourish try to go to the outside of the 21. Can he make the pass? And Kenny Flourish has been on fire in these last few weeks. Can he put together another solid run as he's battling side by side in the backstretch, trying to take third from Killmonger. And he cannot make the pass as Merrill McGuire is in 10th. He is battling next to his teammate Amelia Rose. Lotus Lee in 24th. He's going to have to drive his way up to the front. As well as Odeon 31st. But this track will also change as the sun continues to set. So some drivers might be fast now, but they will slow down later on depending on their setups. But Freddie Trammell has the lead. Tyler Commander is in second. Killmonger still in third. Robert Tibbs in fourth. Kenny Flourish has moved down to fifth. Will he continue to lose some speed here? He has lost one or two positions so far. As we see Merrill McGuire, we know what Merrill McGuire can do. He is in 10th right now. Which drivers will have the long run speed? There's 39 laps in the first stage. Everyone is on pins and needles right now. They know what's at stake at this race. As Merrill's trying to take 9th. He's still on the outside. Seems like the outside is where he wants to be as JQ almost tries to split them. That's the last thing any of these championship drivers want to see. They don't want to see a wreck in front of them or be part of a wreck. Lotus Lee has moved down to 32nd, so he has lost a ton of speed. It's tough when you're in this much traffic to try to find your groove. So he's definitely has a ton of work ahead of him today. And so does Odeon. He is in 29th. There's a lot of dirty air in front of them, so that will affect how these cars handle. So they're going to have to try to find any way, any fast lane to try to move up. Not the start they wanted today, that is for sure, as Freddie Trammell continues to lead. As Freddie Trammell and Tyler have pulled away from the third place car, which is Killmonger, the 21. Freddie Trammell would love to get a win today, finish the season with some momentum. For most of these drivers, that's basically what they want today. You know, they just want to prove that they can compete and show the league that they have some speed for next season. As Joshua King tries to look to the outside of the 21. Joshua King takes third place. Kenny Flores still in sixth. Right behind him is Stefan Forge and E. Weezy. And not too far behind him is Merle McGuire. So right now, basically, if the race were to finish right now, Kenny Flores would be your champion. All he has to do is finish ahead of the other three. That is today's goal. As we see E. Weezy side by side with Stefan Forge. Now he's trying to make the pass on Kenny Flores. Trying to put Kenny Flores down another position. And right behind him is Merle. Kenny does not want to see Merle pass him. That is for sure. As Odion slowly making some moves here and there. He is up to 26. Can he continue to move through the field? It's going to be a grind, but it is possible. And then we see Lotus Lee. He is in 31st. He also has his work cut out for him. Plenty of race left. We all know how things can change on a dime in this league, so we will see if he can make some magic happen from the back of the field as he's trying to pass the number 24 on the outside. It looks like he's starting to pick up some more speed as the race goes, and he is up to 30th. Freddie Trammell continues to lead, and he continues to pull away. He is on rails so far on this first stage. Tyler Commander in second, having a good run so far, followed by Joshua King, as we just saw. Kenny Flores, so he's in seventh right now, and Stefan Forge is on the outside trying to make the pass, and does make the pass. So Kenny seems to be slowing down the longer this run goes. JQ makes the pass. Kenny's down to 9th. Now Merle McGuire is right behind Kenny. Can Merle make the pass? It seems like Kenny's struggling in the inside lane. And Merle easily makes the pass. Now Merle's in the lead, up to 9th. He's in the lead as far as the championship is concerned. So Merle has been putting together some great laps, moving up the field, showing some long run speed. That's what you want to see, as we still have 19 laps to go to the end of stage 1. Can Merrill continue his momentum as Kenny continues to struggle down to 12th? That inside lane is killing him right now. He needs to get up on a higher groove. Because he is quickly fading. Odian up to 24th. Now he's looking to get past Chris Andrews as he looks to the outside. Lotus Lee up to 27th. He's slowly grinding his way up the field. It's gonna take some time, but as long as he can keep the speed up, he can definitely work his way up. As Amelia Rose makes the pass on Merle. Now Kenny and Merle all side by side, going around 3 and 4. And Kenny makes the pass. So now Kenny got out of that inside groove, which was killing him. Now he seems like he's back on track. As Merle McGuire drops a few spots. Justin Chris on the outside. Speaking of Justin Chris, he announced his retirement from the NASCAR Next Gen Series. He still will be racing in multi-class, but he kind of wants to focus in the multi-class road series. Odian still in 24th. Can he get a few more positions before the end of the stage? Lotus Lee trying to make the pass on Chris Andrews, and he does, up to 26. He needs to continue this momentum. Freddie Trammell continues to lead, 2-second lead over Tyler Commander. These guys have pulled away, and they already are looking at lap traffic. And Freddie Trammell has the fastest lap of the race. So he is flying in the first stage. Pit stops are going to be so key for these championship drivers. No one can have a bad pit stop today. As Kenny Flores, he is in 12th. And Merle McGuire in 14th. Odian in 24th. But Billy Sodders on the outside trying to make the pass. He doesn't want to lose any spots. As now we see in the picture, we see the 125. So he is quickly trying to gain some ground on the 79. As the 79 seems to be struggling just a bit. We are going on 29 laps on these tires. Now Kenny Flores and Merle McGuire are side by side once again, going around 2. Merle once again makes the pass. So these drivers are giving it all they have. They know this is it. This is their last chance. Now Kenny Flores goes back to the outside as we head into 1. They're side by side. Kenny Flores leapfrogs him again. None of them want to give up a spot. Right now, that is the championship spot right there. We have 9 laps to go. Make it 8 laps to go to the end of stage 1. There has been some great racing so far. As Freddie Trammell was dealing with some lap traffic, but he has just pulled away. There's no chance somebody was going to catch him in this first stage. He is almost up to a 4-second lead. So we basically have 2 races in one. The race to win Phoenix and the race to win the championship. As Kenny Flores still holding on to that 13th position. Right behind him is Murrow. And he wants to keep Murrow at distance. Odeon is in 25th. And right behind him is Lotus Lee in 26th. Can Lotus Lee make the pass on Odeon before the end of the stage? As we have 5 laps to go. He seems to be closing their gap some. Kenny Flores still holding on to that 13th and continues to keep his distance from the 33. Pit strategies will also be key today. And if we get any cautions, that will really throw a wrench into things. As Freddie Trammell in the lead with a comfortable lead. There's no one in his rearview mirror. He got a 3-second lead. Two laps to go to the end of the stage. We couldn't have asked for a better start to this race. Clean start to this race in stage 1. We will see what we get in stage 2. One lap to go to the end of stage 1. And Freddie Trammell is in control of this race so far. As we go around 3 into 4. Freddie Trammell wins stage 1. What a run by the number 56 in the first stage. As we talked about earlier, this is a late afternoon race, so the track will continue to change as the sun continues to set. Will anyone come in for a pit stop? Who will stay out? These are big decisions right now. And it looks like everyone's coming in for 4 fresh tires and to top off that fuel. These are big stops after this first stage. We will see who comes out ahead. saw yesterday in yesterday's ARCA race, there was an incident on pit road. We definitely don't want to see that today. Freddie Trammell comes out first, Joshua King second. As it looks like our championship drivers, some of them struggled. Odeon in 20th. Merle in 24th. Some extremely bad stops. Lotus Lee 30th. And Kenny is 23rd. So these drivers have their work cut out for them, but they're not separated by a lot. So there's only a few positions from Merle to Lotus. And from Odeon. Odeon is ahead right now. He's 2 positions ahead. So Odeon made out on that pit stop. Now what can he do with that pit stop that he just had? So Odeon and 2 positions back is Kenny. Right behind him is Merle. And about 6 positions back from that is Lotus. So 3 of them are pretty close together. And then Lotus still has some work to do, but he is not far away like he was in the first stage. So this is starting to get pretty interesting on how this will play out as we get ready to start stage 2. Will Freddie Trammell continue to have that blazing speed he had in the first stage? Oh, the scary part on these restarts, if we get an incident anywhere in the front or the middle pack, those championship drivers might be in trouble. So back of the pack is not where you want to be as the stage starts, and Freddie Trammell's off to a very slow start. And Joshua King came out like a rocket. He takes the lead. Not sure what happened with the 56. Seems like he spun his tires on a restart. We go back to the championship, the playoff drivers. Odeon trying to make some moves. He looks to the outside, and Justin Chris makes the pass. He's up to 18th. Merle's right behind his teammate Gunny. He needs his teammate to move out the way. Now Merle's trying to split them for a second, and he makes contact with the 79, and the 79 makes contact, and they make contact again with the 33. 3 wide, going down into 1. They were playing bumper cars there for a second. Now Lotus Lee on the outside, he took advantage of that. Lotus Lee on the outside of Merle McGuire, and the inside as we go around 3. 499 gets very close to Lotus Lee. He's trying to find his way. Lotus Lee trying to split them. And he tucks behind the 33. He doesn't want to make a mistake right now. Odion continues to lead this group of playoff drivers. He gets by the number 3, his teammate. As Joshua King continues to lead. Now Merle and Lotus, they're right behind each other. Lotus trying to find any room he can to get by the 33. Can he make the pass on the outside? This is the race for the championship as he makes the pass on the outside. Now he has his sights set on the 79. '79's just trying to hold on as Lotus Lee is on the outside of Travis Arthur. He makes the pass. As Merle has fallen back a few spots, he's in 22nd. A few spots behind him in 28th is Kenny Flourish. Now Lotus Lee looks to the outside, trying to make the pass on Odion. As they're side by side in the backstretch. Can Lotus Lee make the pass? Have we seen some drivers are very fast on the outside, some are not. It depends on what type of setup they brought today to the track. Lotus Lee still behind the 79 Odion. Lotus Lee doing everything he can to make the pass on the outside. As they're side by side in the backstretch, Lotus Lee makes the pass temporarily. Can he hold on as they're side by side in the turn? Lotus Lee makes the pass on Odion. Now can Lotus hold on? There's still a lot of race left. We're not even halfway yet. And the racing has been intense. As we go back to your leader, Joshua King. He has 1 second lead. Then Stuart Zomilian second, followed by Freddie Trammell after the bad restart. Now Lotus Lee has moved up to 15th, and he's put a few cars ahead of him, between him and the 79, as the 79 is stuck in there inside. He needs to try to get to that outside groove somehow, because he will continue to lose positions. And it looks like he finally settles in, but not before he lost a ton of positions to Lotus Lee. There's about 4 or 5 positions. It might not seem like a lot, but in a race like this, it definitely is. As Merle McGuire is in 25th. And not too far behind him is Kenny Flourish. And Kenny qualified pretty good, but it just seems as the race keeps getting, as we get deeper into the race, seems like he's struggling a little bit, but there's still plenty of time left. As he makes the pass on the outside of the number 2. He is 1 position away from Merle. Odion still in 20th. 19th to make that. And Lotus Lee is still in 15th. So after a very bad start, very bad qualifying, he seems to has rebounded. But can he keep this up for the rest of the stage and stage 3? Joshua King continues to lead. Still about a second lead. followed by Stuart Zamilia and Freddie Trammell. Still a lot of laps left in this stage, but it has been some great racing. We've kept it clean. That's what we wanted for this championship race, and so far, that's what we've gotten. We do not want to see one of these playoff drivers, end their hopes on a wreck or something like that. We definitely just want to see some great racing today. As Lotus Lee trying to make the pass on the outside of Gunny, and he moves up to 14th. Odeon is in 21st, so he's got his work cut out for him, as Merle is almost caught up to Odeon. So Odeon has just been losing positions in this second stage. He's definitely struggling right now, as Merle is up to his bumper already. And Merle needs to get by him to get to Lotus. As Odeon and Travis Arthur side by side going around 3. Can Merle get by the number 79? As Kenny Flores is down to 28th. So they definitely need to do something to that car to make it faster during a pit stop, because right now he doesn't have much momentum going. It's tough when you're towards the back of the pack in the dirty air, as we saw when Odeon and Lotus were back there. It's a struggle back there. I mean, most of these cars are still back here, but you have the dirty air. You have to deal with the dirty air, and that really throws off the car. As we have Tyler Commander fighting for the lead. He takes the lead from Joshua King. So a great race for Tyler Commander. I mean, he's shown flashes this season. He would definitely love a win for that DOG team. This is their first season, and they've done a pretty good job of putting competitive cars out on the track. So a shout out to them for the hard work. The first season's always the hardest. You got to build a team. You got to set everything up. Get a good schedule for your drivers. There's a lot of work that goes into it. But they've proven they can be competitive in this league. Joshua King in second, followed by Stuart Zomilia in third. Stuart having a good run as well. Apex had an off year, but we know they will bounce back. They're a proven championship team. As he's side by side. The 16 for a second, looking to make the pass for second. And he does make the pass. So that outside groove definitely has a lot of speed. As we go back to the playoff drivers. Lotus up to 13th. So he has been having a better run in the second stage after a horrible start to the race. Now we see Odeon in 22nd. And Merle, after Merle was right behind Odeon, he's also in that inside groove. He's in 25th, as we see Kenny Flourish right behind Murrow now. Kenny Flores is probably going to go to the outside to make this pass, and he does. He couldn't make it happen there. We'll see if he can make it happen around turn 2. He's trying to find any way to get by Murrow. Can the number 90 make the pass? As we are past the halfway point in this race. Lotus Lee in 12th. Can he continue to climb the ladder? The more separation he can put on those other drivers, the better for him, and he knows that. Tyler Commander continues to lead. He's showing a ton of speed. He was on the pole. 10 laps to go to the end of stage 2. Still a lot of racing left. Lotus Lee moves up. Well, he did for a second, but he is in 12th. Odeon in 19th. So he's about 7 positions away as we see Doug Britton jump to the inside of the 79. 79 cannot afford to give up any positions as he goes to the outside of Billy Sauter. And Murrow moves up to 25th. Odeon is going to make the pass on the 61, looks like. And he does make the pass. He needs to fight through this traffic. And Murrow's caught behind a lot of traffic right now. That's not where you want to be. He goes to the outside of his teammate. And now by looking at Murrow's car, he has some damage to the right side. So that could explain why he's a little struggling right now. If you look at the right front fender, if you look at the hood is popped up just a little bit. And there it is. There's the damage on the right side of that car. So that is the reason he's kind of struggling. That definitely hurts the aerodynamic of that car. As Kenny Flores is in 27th. So we'll see how much of an impact that damage is going to have on the 33. That must have been when they were just bumping each other, and I think it was in the beginning of stage 2 maybe. There was a lot of contact going on. It's possible that's when that happened. As Lotus Lee has moved up to 9th. So he is definitely picking up the pace. Odion in 18th. And Tyler Commander still leading your race. Almost a 2-second lead. Two laps to go to the end of stage 2. What a run for the 019. One lap to go to the end of stage 2, and we will have one stage left to determine who will be your Season 8 champion. If there is pit stops, that might determine who wins this championship. If somebody could put together a heck of a pit stop. But Tyler Commander wins stage 2. That was a great second stage. A lot of action. The story of stage 3, though, it's going to be, how bad is Murrow's damage there? And it seems like that really is affecting that car. Who comes in to put on 4 fresh tires, top out fuel? Does everyone come in? Do some stay out? And Tyler Commander quickly peels off into pit road, so everyone should probably follow suit. And it looks like everyone is coming in. So this pit stop is extremely important. You do not want to have a bad stop here. As we see some cars coming out of pit road here. Tyler comes out first, Stewart second. Joshua King. We see Lotus comes out 6th. Odion comes out 15th. Murrow comes out 27th. And Kenny comes out 32nd. Tough pit stop for the number 90. And I'm pretty sure the number 33 has some of that damage slightly repaired. You can still see that damage on the right side of that car. That fender is definitely pushed in. Odion in 15th. So he's the closest one to Lotus. He just needs to make something happen. But, he has fought and clawed his way here. Nobody thought he could get here, and here he is. So he's had a heck of a season. And this is a great learning experience for the number 79. Merle's in 27th. And Kenny's in 32nd. Well, who knows what happens in stage 3. Nobody wants to see a wreck now besides the cars that are chasing Lotus. You know, that's all it takes to flip this race upside down. As we go around 1 into 2 and get ready for the start of stage 3. Who will come out on top in stage 3? And who will be your season 8 champion? Green flag comes out and stage 3 is underway. As Stewart and Tyler get off to a good start. As they're side by side going into 1. That outside has shown speed, and Stewart takes the lead for a second. Now he cleanly makes the pass now. Lotus Lee on the outside, he is in 7th. Freddie Trammell almost makes it 3 wide. Lotus Lee does not want to see that right now. Lotus Lee still on the outside. He's on the outside of Kyle Storm, his teammate. Now he gets by Storm. He's in 6th. As we see Odeon, he is in 14th. So he needs to try to get out this traffic to catch up to Lotus. But he's in that inside groove. That's not kind of where you want to be when there's a lot of traffic. As Kenny Flores is in 24th. Can he kind of move around and gain some positions? And Lotus Lee's in 6th. And your leader is Stuart Zomilia, followed closely by the 019 Tyler Commander and Rooster Rodden. Any of those 3 drivers would love to get a win after their struggles this season. As Rooster goes to the outside of the 019. And Rooster makes the pass on Tyler. Can he catch up to Stewart? Lotus Lee sitting in 7th. Odeon seems to have cleared some of that traffic. He's in 16th. Can he try to find some way to gain some more speed? Still have 36 laps to go. But he needs to make moves pretty quick. As he loses a position to JQ. Looks like he's going to lose a position to Stefan Forge. There's Merle McGuire in 22nd. Right behind him is Kenny Flourish in 24th. As the 79 gets very loose there. And Merrill McGuire is about to make the pass. So Merrill McGuire is up to 20th. And Lotus Lee has lost a position. He is in 8th. And Stuart Zomilia continues to lead, followed by Rooster Rodden and Tyler Commander. Which one of these three drivers will win at Phoenix as Rooster looks to the outside? Rooster Rodden takes the lead. Now he gets in front of the number 34. Now Tyler on the outside looking to take second. Now can he catch Rooster Rodden? Tyler has been fast today. As we see, that sun has almost set. And Lotus Lee still in 8th as Gunny's right behind him. Lotus doesn't want to lose too many positions here as Gunny looks to the outside of Lotus. Gunny hanging on the outside as we cross the start-finish line. Gunny makes the pass, and now Billy's about to make the pass. So this is like 2 positions Lotus is about to lose. And we still have 30 laps to go. Now E. Weezy's in the outside. He's going to make the pass. Things are getting a little interesting here. Lotus needs to get back in line. Now, Evan Ethel in the outside of Lotus. And Evan Ethel makes the pass. Lotus is down to 12th. Lotus has to do whatever he can to hold on to this position as we see Murrow is the next. Actually, Kenny Flores is the next driver closest to Lotus Lee. He's in 22nd. Now Kenny Flores makes the pass, almost makes the pass on the 127. Kenny Flores up to 21st. This Lotus trying to take some spots back. He is in the outside. He passed his teammate, the 299. As there's some traffic up there. With 26 laps to go. Stuart Zomilia is back in the lead. And Tyler has fallen off. Not sure what happened to Tyler. Maybe it's possible they made contact, something happened. Or he is just losing grip on those tires. As we see Lotus in 10th. He's trying to make a pass on the 31. Seems like he's back on track now as far as his lap times. He was struggling there for a bit as he almost makes contact with the 31. That was pretty close. Kenny Flores in 22nd. Merrill in 25th. Odeon in 24th. As we have 22 laps to go. So the laps are winding down. As Stuart Zomilia continues to lead. Amelia Rose right at his bumper goes to the inside. They're side by side going into 2. And they're still side by side going into 3. Amelia Rose holding that line in the inside. Still side by side going into 1. They're definitely battling it out. Stewart takes the lead once again. Now Amelia Rose to the outside. Amelia Rose makes the pass. Now Amelia Rose has the lead. Lotus Lee in 8th. Still holding strong in that spot. He's not really surrounded by traffic, so that's a good spot for him to be. No other playoff driver is close. Kenny Flores, he seems to be in the inside lane as Odeon makes the pass on the outside. There's just so much traffic towards the back of the field. It's very tough to move around. Now Kenny Flores back to the outside. As he almost makes contact with the 79. Lotus Lee goes down to 9th. Now Lotus is stuck in that inside lane. Stefan Forge makes the pass. Lotus Lee down to 10th. We're getting close to almost 40 laps on these tires, with still 16 laps to go. Now JQ makes the pass on the outside. Lotus Lee down to 11th. No one wants to see a caution right now, that is for sure. Amelia Rose continues to lead, and he has created some separation. 2-second lead for Amelia Rose. Lotus Lee in 11th. A ton of traffic ahead of him. How much of an impact will that have on a 125? He is in the right groove. He is in the outside. And he moves back up to 10th. Kenny Flourish is in 23rd. Merrill McGuire 25th. And Odeon 27th. He is on the outside, about to make a pass. Amelia Rose continues to lead this race. 11 laps to go. Amelia Rose having a heck of a stage 3. That's Lotus Lee is in 9th. Now he looks to the outside of the 96. With 10 laps to go, Kenny is the closest one at 23rd. So it is not looking good for those drivers. Merrill McGuire in 25th. I think that damage really has hampered that car. If he didn't have that damage, it would be a different story. Odeon on the outside of the 79. I mean, of the 33. Amelia Rose still with a 1.5 lead on Rooster Rodden. Great race by Amelia Rose. We know Amelia Rose is very fast. This driver did make the playoffs. Just had some bad luck along the way in the playoff run. Six laps to go. Lotus Lee battling Kyle Storm on the outside. Up to 6. Lotus Lee putting together a solid run today after a horrible start to the race. The 125 didn't have a flashy season, only won one race, but was pretty consistent throughout the season. And that's all you need. As Kenny Flores is still in 23rd. Merrill's in 27th. But Amelia Rose continues to lead, passing the lap traffic. Heck of a race for Amelia Rose. She won at Daytona. Can she win at Phoenix? Finish the season just like she started it. 2 laps to go. Rooster Rod is still about a second and a half behind. And the caution flag is out. And that is the race. Amelia Rose wins at Phoenix. And Lotus Lee is your Season 8 NASCAR Next Gen champion. What a wild race we had today. It wasn't super wild as far as accidents and things of that nature, but there was a lot of action in between. But congrats to the 125 for winning the championship. And what a great effort by the number 90, Kenny Flores. He finishes in 20th. Merle McGuire, that damage really impacted that car. He finished at 26, but he'll bounce back. He's a proven champion. It's just how it goes in racing sometimes. And Odeon, man, a heck of a run by the 79. Snuck into the playoffs and made a heck of a run to the championship round. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. He was counted out, and he made it work, and he made it all the way to the Final Four. So congrats to the DOG team for the season, they put together, even though it was their first season, but I expect more things from that team in Season 9. We will have an all-star race next week. We're only going to have one all-star race, not doing an all-star race for all the series, just for the next gen. And we will have, just because there's so much going on in the off season, we will have the 16 playoffs drivers will battle it out. The track will be determined. There's not going to be no race, no shootout race. It's just going to be the top 16. And we will showcase those 16 drivers, their stats, what they accomplished during the season. This is their time to shine for what they did in Season 8. So that's going to be, that's what's going to be the All-Star. That's going to be the main focus of the All-Star race is the 16 playoff drivers, what they accomplished during the season. And we will see how that race plays out. And there'll be a lot of money on the line for that race. So that race is going to be extremely important. So I just want to say thank you for everyone that came out to support the stream and who supports the league. We had a great season once again. Um, next gen was amazing. I expect even better things next season for next gen. We have the 1987 NASCAR coming. That's going to be great. We're going to have the Legend Coupe Series for Tier C, and we're going to have Heat Racing. That's going to be great. So we have a lot of great things coming for Season 9. We're going to have the World of Racing coming. which will have how that's going to work is each team is going to have 3 drivers. We're going to have 3 different cars, which is going to be the Legacy NASCAR Cup car. We're going to have the supercars, and we're going to have the USF 2000 open wheel car. During the seat, there'll be 12 races. Each of those cars will have 4 races, so each driver will race 4 times in each of those cars. And then at the end, whoever scores the most points during the season will be the World of Racing champion. Um, my plan is those builds will have you'll get allotted points as far you're gonna get points almost like towards like an end of a season build. So you'll have a lot of points to work with. Um, so that's gonna be an interesting season. And then we're gonna have your multi-class. Um, the Porsche 911 is out, but we bring in a BMW hybrid, and let me tell you, man, the racing with those cars and the LMPs. I mean, this is gonna be fun to watch. So we have a lot of stuff. Looking forward to season 9. Just stay tuned for more news that comes out during the week, and we'll have the All-Star race, and we'll showcase those 16 drivers as they deserve to be. Um, they made it to the playoffs. They worked hard to get there, so that'll be the focus for the All-Star race. So this has been JV on the call. I will see you guys next time.